This is a live video. Make sure you just hold for some time. I'm sharing this video on a couple of platforms. We have people joining from Book. There are a lot of platforms people will be joining from. So just hold on for a second and then we can start with our topic. I hope I'm audible to you, and you guys can leave your comments here. Alright, so I'm coming on some more groups. I'm posting this because I'm sure it's going to be really helpful video for all of you guys. So I'm posting it in some of the groups in Philippines and India, Costa Rica, so you guys can join from all different countries and we can have really great conversation here. Okay, so we are about to start now. Just give me a couple of moments and then I'm going to give you some introduction about myself. I'm going to give you a little bit of information, what I have done in the past, where I have worked, what's my experience. So then that will give you some idea how I started some of my businesses. Now it's a pandemic, so I'm working from home, but how I actually started it. And it's almost 16-17 years of experience I have in this industry. So I'm going to help you with that, and I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people. Before we begin, I'm just making sure that I'm sharing it on a lot of platforms. If you guys have already joined on Facebook, and if you are there associated with some call center or BPO groups, make sure you share this video in those groups so even other people can be benefited. And once we have a lot of people on board, we are going to start our conversation very quickly. And also make sure you can directly WhatsApp me now and you can talk to me now and directly ask me any questions you have. My WhatsApp number is +91 9511 841 495. That's my WhatsApp number. I repeat, it's +91 9511 841 495, and I will be happy to answer your questions. So now we can start. I hope some people have already joined us. Some I see directly in the groups in some watch party. There are a couple of guys who have joined, and on my timeline also others has joined. So there are a lot of places from where people are watching me. I have shared this in a couple of groups of Philippines, Costa Rica, India, Poland. So these are typically the places where all the call centers are there. The major questions what I have received in several conversations with people around the world are the client acquisition, what they have faced. So my own experience when I started this industry, when I came into this industry, that was back in 2004, and I worked with several companies in the US and Canada. So I'm quite familiar that clients are looking for when it comes to India or Philippines or any Asian countries when they outsource their projects. What do they exactly expect? How you can find these clients and from which platforms? Because many of you guys have considered starting your own business, then many times you guys fall for brokers who actually give you promises and then you actually go for that. So how I have experienced is that I actually have got my own clients for my business. I have developed years of relationship with them. I have actually met them in several occasions. So these are the strategies which have been really helpful for me. So it's almost been now 16-17 years of experience in the US and Europe and India, and I have worked with several companies. Now I feel that I should share this knowledge with a lot of entrepreneurs who are just beginning in this industry, who are starting their own business. So why not to help them now? So I thought of sharing this knowledge on Facebook and YouTube and other platforms. So this is my overall journey of it. When it comes to the services what I have given, I was majorly involved in KPO and BPO, both the services. From range of services I have given them, that includes software development and maintenance, call center. When it comes to call centers, then debt collection, customer service, inbound and outbound sales. So a lot of things, data processing. So I have worked for finance companies in the US. So I have done all this kind of work for them. I'm sure it will be helpful for you, and I can actually help you to bring your own client. In the beginning, if you're starting, and if you're starting at a very small scale, just let's assume, then you can actually start your virtual call center. I always suggest that why not to start your own virtual call center. So I think what is the major hurdle when you start your business, and then when you actually want to start the call center business, maybe a virtual call center or maybe actual physical call center? What challenges you guys face? You can comment down and ask your questions directly. I think the major challenge what I have seen in several phone calls I have attended through my YouTube are that, how do we the clients, or how about a business, what are the required, what are the softwares that are required for this business. Then should we go for brokers who will be giving the ready projects or no? So these are a couple of questions that everybody is asking. I'm sure you must be also facing this problem. Now if you guys are working with some companies, I will say that directly leave your job and directly get into a business. You have to take this risk, guys, and this is a perfect time through this pandemic. Many of you, while actually speaking with clients directly, when you are looking for clients for your call center business, you just pick up the phone and you start talking to the people or the business owners in the US, or you reach to the gatekeeper and then they will speak with you, and then you just give a brief introduction about yourself, that what you do, what not, and your company is based in India or Philippines or Costa Rica, and then you actually share proposal and what you guys do, and then you expect that the people will give some business to you. People usually don't like any cold call. We don't like any cold calls. People don't like cold emails. So these two things we did in the entire sales process. If you're a call center owner and if you guys have just started your business, I will suggest you, there are step-by-step process now we are going to go through, and I'm going to explain you how you guys you can get your first couple of clients on board. So I made this presentation for you. I think that's going to be really helpful. This is, I think, the major question that we all are facing. So how to get clients for my business? And that is the question. If you guys have the same question, make sure that you directly message me, even on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is directly mentioned in the bottom of the screen. It's +91 9511 841 495. So you can directly ask me any questions and I'm going to answer it now. If you wish to talk to me, directly call me on WhatsApp. I'm available to take your calls right now. So I will answer the calls. Directly connect me on WhatsApp or directly call me, and I will be happy to answer your calls. Now, when you are in the call center business, the actual major profits are hidden in international clients. When you get clients from the US and Canada, that's where you actually make a lot of profits, not in the domestic call center. So very first thing is that you should be getting international clients from US, Canada and Europe. That should be your customer base. If you have customer agents, call center agents who can speak multilingual, they have multilingual skills like French and English, then you can consider places like Canada, which is Quebec. They have a lot of people over there who actually require this type of services. There are a couple of industries which you can focus. That means, when especially considering this time, I will suggest to focus on the retail industry, banking industry. These are the best two industries that they are always my favorite, where there is a lot of requirement of Indian and Philippines call centers and call centers from Costa Rica. When it comes to retails, and some of the examples that we already know are like, large companies are Amazon, and they already have a call center set up in Costa Rica. So there are a lot of companies who are not as big as Amazon, but they are in need of services. They are in need of call centers to give them customer support, inbound and outbound sales, debt collection. There are a lot of requirements which they have. When it comes to BFSI sector, that is banking, financial services and insurance, then companies need debt collection, companies need data processing to enter the checks. So there are a lot of services which are to do a due diligence, that is credit checks. So due diligence on their customers before actually they give the funding or finance to the customers. So there are a lot of services which are required in this industry, in BFSI industry. I always recommend to focus on this industry. India has been successful to build more than $50 billion industry just on American BFSI. So there is a major potential in this industry. Make sure that you actually use it to your advantage. So today's topic is how to get clients. Now I gave you some brief idea about which industry you should focus on and what are the services that you should be targeting. So now once we come to this, the very first thing what you will be doing is define your niche. So you call it niche or niche, whatever, you know, from whichever the country you belong to. Some people say it differently. So the very first thing is define your niche. So make sure that even if you're in the call center industry, you should not just target everyone. Make sure that you have a proper narrow down focus, and you should be having some specialization. For example, your company is best in debt collection, so everybody should know that, okay, this company from Philippines, Manila or Cebu or wherever you are based from is the best company, especially in debt collection. So that's how you should do it. Don't just target all the clients, all the customers in the US and Canada. Make sure you study them and then accordingly decide your niche, see your strength and weaknesses, and accordingly you should define it. Many people, they just fall for sales process because that's very easy to get, right? It's not difficult to get sales process nowadays, because most of the sales processes are on commission base. You have to sell some products and then you get the payments out of it. So that's how the sales process works. So just don't go for it. Understand, you know, where the actual revenue comes from. There is a lot of revenue in debt collection, customer service. If it's a sales, then inside sales instead of outbound sales, inside sales or inbound sales. That's where your actual revenue is. So make sure that you guys actually use it, you know, to your advantage. So define your niche. That's the very first thing that I will suggest. The second thing is define your marketing strategy, or, you know, pull versus push marketing. So for client acquisition, once you start your business, you have to have some strategy in your place, in your, you know, in your business plan. So make sure you consider pull versus push marketing strategy. What is pull and push marketing strategy? In a simple way, is pull is that customers will actually get pulled. They will consider your business and they will actually inquire, and they will ask you that, you know, they are looking for services, which is a pull method, you know, in the marketing strategy. Whereas push is you actually set up your booths in the trade shows and you try to, you know, push your services to the clients, or you do the cold calling. So when you are doing a cold calling, so you try to sell your services to the customers that, you know, we have a call center in so and so city and can you take our services. Push marketing is a completely different module. You're trying to push your product. You're doing it through advertising. So, you know, you're continuously pushing your product to the end customers or to your clients in the US, and it's very hard to get it. I always recommend pull strategy will take some time, but once it's set, then it's going to work on an autopilot mode. You know, people will actually come to you, they will start looking for your services. You know, the people will have awareness, and we're going to discuss it in a moment how you can actually strategize your pull marketing and how you can execute it. So we're going to discuss it now. Now the next one is understand your market competitors. That's a very third point and very important point. Without competition, I mean, many times when I receive calls, I ask people that, okay, what's your competition? Like, which companies, can you name at least 5-10 companies who are your exact competitors? And it's very hard for them to tell. So make sure that, you know, if you are doing a debt collection and if you are giving your services in California, then in California, who are your competitors? Which are other companies who are giving the same services in the California or in Bay Area? So you should have at least 5 or 10 companies name. Completely understand their pricing strategy, what pricing they are offering, how is their website looking, what is their branding material, what is their corporate presentation, how big is the company, what advertising channels they are using, where they are doing the advertising, maybe on LinkedIn or some platforms. So you should have a complete understanding of your market and competitors. So make sure you do that. The next one is very interesting and very important one, is hire experienced team. Guys, if you are just running here and there without experienced team, then it's going to be very difficult. Make sure you should have at least 2 or 3 people, at least 2 people on board from a really good sales background, and they should have worked internationally. They should have really great experience working in the US and some other countries. So make sure you have that. And then you can actually have their networks. Just assume that there is a guy who has worked for 5-10 years maybe in the US, and he has worked in BFSI industry. How easy it's going to be for you to hire that person and then directly get the clients on board. So make sure you hire experienced team. You can directly get it. Nowadays people are really in need of a job, so make sure you use this to your advantage. Make sure that you use it as an opportunity, and you're gonna hire experienced team directly from LinkedIn. That's a really good source of getting employees on board. The next one is make your marketing tools ready. Make sure that you have all marketing tools, which I said that corporate presentation. Do you have it? I can actually talk to some of the people in the US. If you have a setup call center, if you have a website, properly designed website, and if you have a corporate presentation, if you have a couple of things, forward me. Make sure that you can directly message me now on WhatsApp. I will be happy to see your messages. So if you have it, then make sure that you have a corporate presentation, website which is properly designed. You are continuously on LinkedIn and several platforms to write your content. You should have enough proper content strategy, maybe some videos, maybe some tutorials, how you can help people. So you should have a couple of things on board. If you have it, make sure you directly forward me. So that's your marketing tools that you should have it ready. Maybe if you have enough budget, then I will suggest you that why don't you even get your case study done and the white papers done. Case study is basically, if you have already helped some of the clients, then write a case study. Say that how you actually help the client and how you help them to reduce the cost or increase the efficiency, how you have helped them. So you can actually make the case study. The white paper is that how it has helped the overall industry, why they should be using it. So how Philippines has helped the American industry in bringing the cost down. That's a white paper. So you can use the white paper. So this all comes under marketing tools. Make sure you have it ready. The next one is importance of networking in client acquisition. Very interesting one. Importance of networking in client acquisition. That means that how many trade shows have you attended? How many conferences have you attended? Some of the really interesting conferences I suggest for you to bring the clients is CES that happened a couple of months back in first week of January. It happened in Las Vegas. If you have the budget, go and attend it. If you don't have it, then you can virtually attend it. That means directly see the list who all are attending it and directly get in touch with them. People come from all over the world. People come from US. They're small size, mid size, large size businesses, all decision makers, they come. You have to make sure that you have to leave your city and go and actually talk to them, attend these trade shows. So make sure you are attending it. So now when I say define your niche, these are a couple of things which are really important. So let me elaborate it. Now I just gave you all brief introduction about how the presentation was, but details. So when you say define your niche, that means I always say that you should have very, very strong project planning. You should make sure that you have studied the entire industry. Where is the revenue coming from, which industry is giving the major revenue. If you have decided BFSI or if you have decided retail, which all industries have you decided, and then define and actually make sure that list down only one or two industries. Once you list down one or two industries, what you need to do is actually make a wish list of the customer. That means if you have decided BFSI, then you should have a wish list of 100 customers or 100 prospects or the list of companies from California or from your prospect area. And then make sure that you are actually targeting those 100 companies on LinkedIn, Twitter, several other platforms. So that only is possible when you actually narrow down your approach and you actually go or define your particular niche of the industries and niche of your services what you offer. So that's super push marketing. So you are actually hunting like a hunter, and then you go behind your customers and target each one customer and try to get them on board. It's very difficult strategy, right? But consider farming strategy or consider farming versus hunting. So in farming, what happens is that you actually do the investment, you do all the hard work now, and then you start seeing the fruits or you start seeing the results after a couple of days or couple of months. So that's exactly what is pull marketing. So in that, what you do is you attend networking seminars, trade shows, everything. You start contacting people through LinkedIn, but don't directly ask them for a business, but you actually start getting in touch with them on LinkedIn. Value their comments, respond to their comments, and that's ultimately is going to help you. After a couple of months, the people will actually start replying you. They will know that who this person is, from which place, and how he is helpful in the call center industry. So this is basically pull versus push marketing. Now understand your competitors, which I explained it. Let me explain you in detail now. So understanding the competitors, why it's important, because without that you will not have any idea where your business is heading, where you're going, how much is your pricing versus your competitors pricing, how your marketing material is versus your competitor. Sometimes your competitors may be smart enough to have really great strategies through advertising, through website, through social media marketing, through content marketing. So make sure that you have not only once, but you should have regular check on your competitors, of at least 5 to 10 people or 10 companies of your competitors, and make sure you have it in your list and you are continuously following them, where as the industry grows or industry trend changes, make sure that you are also following your competitors and seeing what they are doing it, how they are taking the actions. Are they reducing the price? Are they increasing the price? Are they increasing additional services? So make sure in call center industry you also follow your competitors very closely. I also do that, so make sure you do that. Hire experienced team. I just briefed you about you guys that how experienced team is super important for your business. Now I'm going to tell you in detail. I think the team or the employees are the greatest asset for your business. I again repeat that employees are the greatest asset for your business. So if you have a really great team on board, make sure that your rest of the job is going to be super easy in client acquisition. So I will always suggest that hire 4 or 5 people. If you have very limited budget in the beginning, then hire 1 or 2 people, but with at least minimum 5 years of experience. They come from sales background, they have strong network around the world. Hire them and they will do rest of the job very easy. They will have the ready network of minimum 40, 50, 60 companies. They can directly get, while doing the interviews only, you can ask them how many connections do you have and how many ready clients do they have. Sometimes they have ready clients and the clients are not happy with the existing vendors, so maybe those clients can directly come and actually come on your company, or they can start working for your company. But that's only possible when you have experienced team. Now the next one is marketing tools. Which marketing tools you decide? There are several tools. I mean, just here in this image only, if you see, there are so many marketing tools. There are so many ways of doing it. So you have a social media marketing that you can do it through Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Several platforms are there. So you can do it even Instagram, TikTok nowadays, but TikTok will not help the call center industry. But rest of the platforms which I explained, all of them are brilliant platforms to directly communicate and get engaged with your prospects and clients. So make sure that you have some marketing tools. This I explained it about the social media marketing, but you should have tools like which I explained it before, that is your website, your corporate presentation, white papers, case study. These couple of things you must have it in your kitty before you contact any of the prospect. You should have it ready, and then actually get in touch through to your prospects directly through social media, which is Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. These are the best platforms. Directly get in touch with them. Don't directly send them these proposals and corporate presentation. No one likes it. So make sure you actually start building relationship with them, and once you build relationship, once you have a couple of conversations, then you can share it with them. The next one is importance of networking in client acquisition. That's the extremely important one, and that's my favorite. So I have received, or I have got several clients from my business just by networking. I have attended several conferences, trade shows. So again, trade show starts and conferences starts, I'm going to directly start filming my videos in those trade shows and conferences, that's going to help you. Make sure that you guys actually in the below link follow me on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm more active on YouTube and I will be posting a lot of videos for call center owners. So make sure you do that. I will be filming directly in those trade shows and conferences. Maybe I will be sharing some of the contacts also there, so make sure that you follow that. So networking is super important. I explained you that there was a CES conference in Las Vegas in first week of January. That's all-time favorite. There are almost 4,000 business owners and decision makers. They come and they attend that CES. If you get a chance, make sure you follow that. There is another seminar happens in London, so that happens in September. I will forward you the links if you guys get in touch with me on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is mentioned below, so make sure that you guys directly WhatsApp me and get in touch with me. I will be sharing you a lot of details on WhatsApp as well. So these are really good, my favorite events in London and in Las Vegas. So make sure if you get the opportunity, attend that. If not, then if you're watching me from Philippines or India, then there are a couple of events happens in Mumbai and also in Manila. So I will also share you those links if you are directly getting in touch with me. So alright, so I think we are through with this short presentation. Make sure you subscribe and press the bell icon on my YouTube channel. Especially, I have given you the link in the comments. If not, get in touch with me on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is mentioned in the screen. It's +91 9511 841 495. Directly message me on WhatsApp. If you guys have any questions, I'll be really happy to answer your questions on WhatsApp. I receive several phone calls from people, so I directly talk to them and I speak with them. So if you guys also have any questions, I will be super happy to answer your queries. So that was in today's video. I think it was really quite a long video and so many people. I see almost more than 200 people are watching this video from different groups on Facebook. Guys, make sure that don't forget and follow me on YouTube and subscribe me, because I'll be sharing a lot of information about how you can start your call center, how you can actually do the project planning, how you can get your clients, what tools are required, what softwares are required. I will be sharing it on YouTube. So make sure you directly follow me on YouTube and subscribe, and also press the bell icon. Also, before we leave, my WhatsApp number is mentioned everywhere. Make sure you directly message me. I will be happy to answer your calls. Thank you very much.